Neutral density filters are an essential part of every filmmaker's kit, but there are big differences when it comes to color accuracy, contrast and sharpness. I have used a large variety of NDs over the past decade, from cheap to expensive. In this video I'm going to take a look at a fixed and a variable ND from K&F CONCEPT's Nano-X PRO series, which is their line of premium filters. The variable filter has a strength of ND2 to ND32, which equals 1 to 5 stops. This is ideal for outdoor productions or when shooting wide open indoors. For very sunny shots it's not dark enough though, unless when recording at f8 or when closing the aperture even more. That's where the ND1000 can be used even at f1.4 in direct sunlight, since it decreases the exposure by 10 stops. There is a visible shift of color temperature on both filters. The image gets warmer, but without any noticeable change of tint. This means the white balance needs to be adjusted. There's no difference in contrast or sharpness compared to the same shot without a filter attached. An issue with some glass is an optical change of the bokeh balls when parts of the image are out of focus. The bokeh can have a weird structure or onion rings. Both filters perform well in this regard, so there's no change in the bokeh structure. The infamous cross or X pattern doesn't occur with a Vari-ND, since it has a hard stop when reaching the minimum or the maximum density. There can be a bit of vignetting at 5 stops when using ultra-wide-angle lenses, but this happens with pretty much all variable neutral density filters. The variable ND has a brass frame and 2 levers to adjust the exposure. I personally prefer this type of exposure control over the small pins that a lot of variable ND filters have, since they often get loose and easily fall off. The stops are indicated with numbers and an arrow. The rotation runs smoothly with a good amount of resistance. The weight of the 82mm diameter version is 106 grams, which is rather heavy. This isn't a big deal, but something to be aware of when, for example, using a gimbal, since it can change the balance. The double-sided nano coating has 36 layers, which results in water peeling off and an overall scratch resistance. As with any filter, it's essential to clean both sides regularly with a cloth to make sure there's no dust or fingerprints. The 82mm ND1000 is thinner, lighter, weighing only 32 grams. The multi-layer coating also means there's barely any ghosting or flare visible, which tends to be the case with cheaper filters. The 82mm diameter is the largest K&F CONCEPT is offering. I always recommend using step-up rings to be able to use the same filter on all lenses. This is also the most affordable way, since it's not necessary to buy a specific filter multiple times for different threads. The only filter that's currently missing in this lineup is a stronger variable ND, for example 5 to 9 or 5 to 10 stops. The manufacturer also offers a 1 to 5 stops Vari-ND with CPL, which can be useful for certain shoots, as well as more photocentric filters in the Nano-X PRO series. After having used more than 30 different NDs from a variety of manufacturers over the years, I can say that it's worth investing in good glass. Both the optical quality as well as the build quality are rather good. Cheap filters can easily ruin an image, while good ND filters are supposed to not make a difference at all and simply be neutral, and these filters are pretty close to that.